my name is Judy Collins, and I'm the Executive Director of the United States Staffing Association. And I'm very happy today to be talking with David Johnson, who is the founder of Fortis Life Group. And Fortis offers benefit packages to the search and staffing industry, and also I know that that David does a lot of work then with military families and with veterans. But that's a whole new topic. Today, what we really want to focus on are the benefit packages and really what is on the market right now and what he sees. But David, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Fortis Life Group?
Absolutely. And thanks for having me, and thank you for everything you're doing in the staffing industry. I really appreciate it. My name is David Johnson. After high school, I decided to play a little game called Army for 6 years and joined the military, did that, had my 21st, 22nd, and 23rd birthday in Iraq. Ultimately got out of the military and used some of the college benefits, went to college, graduated Arizona State University. And then somewhere along the line, I fell into the insurance industry. There's always a joke in our industry. Nobody wakes up in high school and says, I want to be in the insurance industry. It's usually a funny story how people get into insurance. But I've been doing that and mainly servicing the staffing industry for about the past 8 years.
Well, thank you for your service. We appreciate that.
No, thank you very much.
I know that's such an important, really part of really the United States. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you see in the trends then in the benefit packages for search and staffing? And I know that plays, a big part in really hiring internal staff and also retaining your talent.
It does. Benefits in general are expensive, are confusing, and I would say even more so in staffing, and especially with the 2015, 16 phased rollout of the Affordable Care Act, which is now in full effect, if you will, the employer mandate. As you know, the employer mandate came in and said, summarizing, any company of 50 or more full-time employees, you must offer X, Y, and Z, or you're going to pay a fine. This is an IRS. This is a tax fine. And it was I've heard people say it was the biggest shift in healthcare since Medicare. And whether that's right or wrong, I'll let them decide. But nonetheless, it was a major shift. So initially, it was just a lot of confusion. What do we do? Because a lot of staffing companies didn't really offer benefits in the past. And to kind of get to your question, a lot of staffing companies find it hard to offer a full-blown, what we call a major medical plan to their temp staff or the staff, the staffers. But what the industry kind of seen then is we kind of classed out employees. So the management staff or the staff, the employees that run the staffing company is one class of employees, and we offer a certain level of benefits to them because they're not the on and off again. They're more of the permanent staff, obviously. And then the staffers or the temp staff get a different package, and that package is more to solve the Affordable Care Act mandate, in addition to provide a certain level of benefit. So that's the number one thing where I usually start when I'm talking to staffing companies, is that kind of breakdown of the different classes, and then you tailor just a different package for each class of employee.
Well, I know that I talk to a lot of people that have questions about ACA and really how to classify their employees and when do they really need to put their healthcare benefits into play and what they can offer their contractors and then also keep their in-house staff. So,
correct.
That is just a big question, I think, and very important to a lot of staffing firm owners. Can you tell us also a little bit about how did COVID change then the benefit packages?
Yeah, in a major way across the industry in general. COVID, a lot of our clients back in the early 20 or mid to 2020 days when there was really the quarantine and COVID. There were a lot of layoffs. There were a lot of furloughs, which dropped your total eligible employees. So that was one major factor. I mean, I know a lot of people are hiring and coming back again. So there was a huge shift in kind of the consumer mindset, if you will, from these insurance carriers and how they offered benefits, how they allowed people to sign up and enroll and then maintain benefits. So one of the biggest shifts we've seen is a lot of the benefits going to more of the individual basis. Whereas before, I have to be a W-2 employee of your company to get access to these benefits. Whereas now, say I'm part-time or laid off or whatever have you, I could still have access to a lot of these benefits, which a lot of people don't know because it's just kind of coming out now. So again, the way people and employees are allowed to sign up for benefits, how they're being paid for, it's no longer 100% payroll deduction to where prior it was that. Now, I'm David Johnson, I'm an employee of XYZ company. Say I got laid off, I could still sign up and or maintain these benefits paid directly via credit card or just out of my checking account. So that's been a major shift that I've seen, and we've seen a lot of success with that. And additionally, last thing I'll say to that point, it's kind of a win-win for everybody because the employer doesn't really have to administer the benefits, payroll deduction, billing, invoicing, because they're being directly billed to the employee. So it's less administration on the employer side of the house, which is always something to consider.
Yes, really, I've dealt with a lot of contractors, and what we used to say to them was you had to be a full-time employee working 30 hours or more per week then to qualify for those healthcare benefits. So that certainly is nice to know that they can go directly then through Fortis and you can offer them those insurance packages.
Yeah, you're right. That's the FTE, the full-time equivalent of 30 hours. That's the kind of ACA mandate for full-time. But yeah, that's the major. And, some people are the variable hour. I work, 40 hours this week, but 10 hours next week. Well, what happens?
Right.
And the week I only work 10 hours, do I have enough money to deduct from my paycheck to even pay for benefits? And you run into that all the time. And with this kind of, I call it consumer direct for lack of a better term, but going directly to the employee, and it allows the employee to go shopping. We have different options, dental, health, life, critical illness, all these different options. It's a great benefit.
Right. And especially now, I think when talent is, at the forefront and making sure that you can get the right people, to be part of your organization. So, and the benefit package is like a major, benefit to having those people brought on. So if anybody has any questions or they want more information, how can they get in contact with you?
Sure, yeah. David Johnson, David at fortislifegroup.com, F as in Frank, ORTIS, lifegroup.com or fortislifegroup.com, and David at fortislifegroup.com. But yeah, always here to answer any questions. I geek out on this insurance stuff. People laugh at me. I love the finances behind it, the structuring of it. Everything's different. Every client's different. And yeah, it's fun for me. So have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Well, good. Yeah, I think in this business or probably in your business, you have to love it to be in it. And that's the fun of it. So anyway,
yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much for your time. Yes. And then everyone give David a call and ask him any of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.